Okay, so I've come to the next step in my 1996 F-150 two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive swap. I've decided that the first step I'm going to do is rebuild the rear end. My donor truck had a 355 traction lock in it. When I opened up the back of it, there was a little bit of metal in there, more than I was comfortable with. So I decided to rebuild the rear end that's actually in the truck right now, the two-wheel drive rear end, which is the same thing. Um, so a couple years ago, I picked up this traction lock, this 8.8 traction lock, and I got it all cleaned up and I put it on the shelf and set it aside until recently. And I was bummed out when I got in here, and I don't know if you can see the condition here, but you can see a lot of striations and what looks like potentially wear on some of these spider gears. Um, I'm not super familiar with these rear ends. I've rebuilt some 9-inch rear ends in the past. Um, but that looks suspect to me. I also didn't like the amount of slop in some of these gears. Looks like quite a bit. That one's a little less. More than anything, I didn't like the fact that, I don't know if you can see it here, but it seems like you can actually rock that gear a little bit on the pin. So when I looked into purchasing spider gears and clutches and springs and the center pin and all that, to get quality parts, I was going to be in it well over $300, probably $350, $375 by the time I got everything I needed. So I plunked down and off eBay, I bought a brand new, in the original box, Ford traction lock 8.8 rear end. Literally brand new in the box. NOS has the same part number as the old one. And when I got to inspecting it, setting it side by side with my other traction lock, I noticed that the gears have all the little striations in it that I was concerned about on that rear end. In addition to that, maybe not quite as much, but you can see right there, they move around a pretty fair amount and almost seem to rock a bit. In fact, I don't know if you can see it down in there, but it's definitely rocking on that cross pin. So, looking at this objectively, I think that I could have easily just put clutches in this guy and used it. Would have saved me some money. So, I guess I'm learning along the way here. But haven't decided yet whether I'm going to go ahead and sell this NOS one to somebody that actually needs it, or and then rebuild this one, or just use this one as is. So I don't know. I'd like to put bearings on one of them this weekend, and the new one's ready to go. So I might just do that and maybe stick clutches in this one and put it back up for sale as a rebuild, because apparently it is in good condition. So, lesson learned. Those little striations in the gears, they're right there on the brand new ones. So, there it is.